In the sun-drenched savanna, where the earth was the color of fired clay, lived the patriarch, Corvus. He was a man whose presence was as commanding as a baobab, his dark skin etched with the wisdom of seasons. By his side was his wife, Zoroya, a queen whose ebony skin shone and whose hair was a crown of intricate braids. A silence hung heavy in their compound, the silence of a legacy without an heir. Night after night, they looked to the ancestors in the stars, their prayers rising with the cool evening air, asking for a son. The heavens answered, but with a tempest. Life grew within Zoroya, not as a gentle stirring, but as a violent war. Two souls, two destinies, wrestled in the sacred darkness of her womb. The struggle was so fierce that she cried out, her hands on her beautiful, round belly, "If this is my blessing, why is it tearing me apart?" And in her moment of despair, a prophetic voice whispered the truth, "Two dynasties are in your womb, and two peoples from within you will be separated. One will be stronger than the other, and the elder will serve the younger." The day of birth arrived with the power of a coming storm. The first to emerge was a boy, robust and powerful, his skin a deep, reddish bronze, and his body covered in a soft down of hair. They named him Rogue. But as he was brought into the light, a second child followed, his tiny, determined hand grasping his twin brother's heel. His skin was the smooth, deep shade of twilight. They called him Kael, the challenger, the one who follows. The boys grew into men as different as the lion is from the leopard. Rogue became a master of the savanna, a powerful hunter whose laughter echoed across the plains. He was his father's pride. Kael was a quiet man, his mind as deep and strategic as a game of Ao, who moved with purpose within the compound and commanded the loyalty of his mother. One fateful evening, as the sun set fire to the acacia trees, Rogue stumbled back from the wilds. He was famished, his powerful muscles aching, his spirit crushed by the hunt. The scent of cooking pulled him toward Kael's fire, where a pot of thick, crimson stew, fragrant with smoke and ancient spices, bubbled over the flames. "Kael!" Rogue rasped, his eyes fixated on the pot. "Quick, let me have some of that stew. I'm starving." Kael looked up from the fire, his dark eyes calm and unreadable in the flickering light. He saw not just his brother's hunger, but his ultimate opportunity. "First," Kael said, his voice even and sharp, "sell me your birthright." The birthright. The power, the legacy, the lion's share of their father's entire empire. It was everything. Rogue scoffed, a bitter laugh escaping his lips. "Look at me. I'm about to die. What good is a birthright to me?" In that moment of weakness, the future meant nothing, only the gnawing emptiness in his stomach was real. "Swear it to me first," Kael insisted, his voice unwavering. And so, Rogue swore an oath. With a careless word and a weary wave of his hand, he traded his destiny for a meal. Kael pushed a bowl of the crimson stew and a piece of flatbread toward his brother. Rogue snatched it, devoured it without a second thought, and then rose and walked away into the growing darkness, leaving the empty bowl in the dust. He had despised his birthright, and now it was gone. In the end, Kael, the quiet strategist, became a great businessman who built an empire, his name echoing through the generations. While his elder brother, Rogue, the man of impulse, could not make anything out of his life. He struggled, he failed, and he watched his brother's star rise as his own faded into obscurity. Lost and desperate, Rogue went to a seer to find out the reason things were not working out for him. The seer looked into his past, beyond the years of toil and failure, to a single moment by a crackling fire. The seer revealed that he had sold his birthright already. Sometimes, people think what they say is ordinary. No, it isn't. There is power in the tongue. Rogue thought what he did was just an utterance, a desperate word spoken in hunger, not knowing he had actually and irrevocably sold his birthright.